Hello, I am Sifu Matt Lovio, and I'm here to present my second Chinese martial arts series, or in particular, on the art of Hsing. This will be a continuation of my second video, in actuality, part 3 to be precise. I must warn you, the material on this video is very intricate and very detailed. It's possible we may have to continue on to another video, but hopefully we'll try to condense it down into this one video. On this video is one of the most integral aspects, besides the warm-ups and conditioning, and also Qigong aspect of Hsing. This has to deal with the peaceful side, the mental side, the psychological, emotional side, which deals primarily with the meditations. Also, of course, with a little bit with some more breathing methods and techniques. Now, you're probably asking, what does meditation have anything to do with the art of Hsing, let alone with the rest of the martial arts? It has everything to do with it. Hsing, being a soft style internal of martial art, in this case a soft style of Kung Fu to be precise, because of the being Neijia, or the internal arts aspect of the Chinese martial arts, you must be able to balance the physical and also the mental to be able to, if you will, try to keep a cohesive type of balance with the hard and the soft, with the positive and the negative. Meditations help to do this just for that. But before I go any further, I feel it's very important to preface with these meditations. They have nothing to do with any religious creed or any religion in any way, shape, or form. They are done for mental and emotional stability and balance, so to speak. They do not have any religious connotation in any way, shape, or form. I want to make that very clear and straight before we move on to the training. I do not wish to impugn, besmirch, or insult any particular religion anywhere in the world that utilizes meditations as part of the tenets of their faith, of that particular religion. These meditations are used, if you will, again for mental and emotional balance and stability, to help a better clarification and focus in your training. That is all. They do not have any, and since they do not have any religious significance or connotation, if you wish to seek that and for that type of spiritual balance, I suggest you go out and find out, research any particular religion that does utilize those aspects as part of the religion. They are not part of Hsing, Pakwa, Tai Chi, or any martial art, at least that I know of, that has that type of religious significance. Now, instead of just talking away, let's get down to the meditation techniques. These meditations are very important. They were also written many decades ago by a famous author and also a Chinese Kung Fu master who specialized in the internal arts, the legendary Sun Lutang. Sun Lutang would have to practice these meditations before he was able to move on any further into the physical aspects of his Hsing training. Now, I will show you the basic beginning prefacing posture. I'll be stepping out into the sunlight so you can see much better of how you're supposed to feel like, look like, and get a basic idea of how the meditations begin. I will first show the physical posture, then I'll elaborate more on the emotional, mental aspect. Hopefully there was enough sunlight, which I believe, you would be able to see the exact physical posture as you saw. My feet were just basically a standard position. It was nothing too elaborate, not too wide, and so forth. And if you notice my arms were out, almost as if I was carrying something, as if I was carrying a basket or a bucket of some kind, a very large one, so to speak. The hands were here, and if you notice, my fingers are very relaxed. They're not tense where they're stuck together, where they're like basically tensing and curling up. They're relaxed. That's when the key one of the key elements of meditation itself. It's to relax. It's to be more calm, more peaceful. You can't do that if you tense up and be a little bit more aggressive, gritting your teeth and so forth. So therefore, as you can see, here the arms just hang out here, and you breathe again with standard breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. And I'm not sure if you were able to notice, But when I did the meditation, you notice my arms, my shoulders weren't slunk forward. My back wasn't slunk forward. My back still remained fully erect. My shoulders were relaxed, not slumped forward. The arms are here, just basically they hang out here in the front. And I want to, before I go any further, I want to detail or elaborate on that particular aspect. The arm positioning is actually nothing. Many of my fellow Xingyi practitioners or any fellow internal Gong Fu stylists, they may say, no, that's wrong. They have everything to do with it. It helps for focus and clarification, and they're right. This does help for focus and clarification. But focus and clarification that I've learned over the years begins only in one place and ends in one place: the mind. The arms are here just as basically, if you will, as a conveyance, if you will, as a symbol, if you will, to help focus and clarify. They have nothing to do with the meditation. It's just there. It's just there for easier focus in your training. With this also, you notice when I did the posture, if you, I'm not sure if you're able to notice, I slightly bent my knees. I slightly bent them, not too deep where I'm going down like that, but just a little bit, in correlation with the meditation posture. Now, with the meditation posture, with the simple breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth, that's it. Very simple. Breathing in and out. Now, for these meditation sessions, when do you do them? Especially when it comes to your training. And I want to make something clear right there. If you can, don't just wait for your training. Obviously, of course, you'd look pretty silly if you were out in the open, waiting for a bus, waiting for a train, waiting in line at your local supermarket, trying to do these meditations. You look pretty weird, if not silly. And also, I wouldn't recommend places like that. Why? Because for one thing, it's the public. People congregate, move around in the public. They may be talking even low or especially loud. There's cars going by. There's a lot of distractions and so forth. A lot of random different sounds. You have to have peace and quiet. And also another thing too that I've also helped my teachers, especially, they emphasize over the years: find a place for yourself. Now, usually there's all kinds of different places. I tried doing them in different areas. Yes, I did go out in the public parks, but then that was just the problem. If you notice right there, I just said right there, public parks. The public goes there. Other people go there, not just you. And it could be a lot of families, a lot of children playing, yelling, skipping, and having a nice old great old time. Unfortunately, with that, they're also making a lot of sounds. Those sounds, I guarantee, will interfere with your meditations. You need quiet. You need peace. Try to find, you need to find a park, maybe if it's not even your local neighborhood, even farther away, one that has a lot more quiet, not a lot more people congregating. And if there isn't one, if you don't wish to do that, which I don't blame you, try to find your local park, a place in the area, a corner of the park, where it's also not so busy, where a lot of people go about doing a lot of hustle and bustle, if you will, making a lot of sounds and so forth. Try to find a quiet part of the park if you can, where people won't be passing by and walking along. And sometimes, I've heard of some people when they would try to meditate out in the public foolishly, there was a lot of people coming by, a lot of passersby. Some people thought they're being cute, saying, "Hey, is that individual? Are they asleep? Let's go bug them. Let's go tease them," and so forth. And they would do that. And unfortunately, that's for one thing. I know they're thinking they're being funny and cute, but unfortunately, they're being very disruptive, very rude. And second, also, you'll notice you won't be able to focus well with people trying to bug you. You're trying to fight them, but yet concentrate on what you're trying to focus upon in your meditations. So, which is why you need to find a place for yourself. If you don't feel comfortable doing it in public parks, which I stopped doing afterwards, that's okay. In fact, that's a good idea. I'm very lucky. I'm able to go to random different parks or different grassy areas like this, where it's very quiet, peaceful. Not a lot of people coming about, bugging me. Random passersby, neighbors, and so forth. If you don't feel comfortable with that, go to your local front yard of your house. Go to the backyard of the house of where you live. If you don't live in a house, hopefully in a particular type of apartment complex you may live in, go to that area where of your apartment complex where it's not too busy, where your fellow tenants and neighbors come by. My brother lives in a particular apartment complex where they have a public pool. I'm sorry, a pool for only for the tenants of that particular apartment complex. Ironically enough, not a lot of people go there and go swimming a lot, even during the summer, let alone any other time of the year. My brother finds that's ironically enough, it's smack dab in the middle of the complex. But since a lot of his tenants and neighbors, if they come and go, it's very rare, and they rarely even go there, even with the families there. So he finds that that's sometimes like his one place where he can get to be by himself instead of being stuffed up, in his stuffy little apartment. Maybe you'll be lucky enough to have something like that. If you don't have a pool at your apartment complex, find that one area where you know it won't be too loud and too disruptive. Present example of different random sounds and so forth, where you know you will be able to concentrate on your meditations. Things that area, but the main key is peace and quiet, and preferably by yourself, where you won't have anyone bugging you and bothering you. When you do the meditations, you'll also notice when I did it, I don't do this where I try to show off like you might have seen in the television movies, where I'm like this and my eyes are open. Another thing too you don't want, eyes are closed. That'll help for people running by, people might rubbing their hands in your face, and also try to almost like tease you, like with poking you. You want to have like peace and quiet, no disruptions, especially with that. So what better way? Eyes closed when doing the meditations. I'm afraid I'll have to be cutting it off the video for now. I'll be elaborating more on another video to show like the different types of aspects of the meditations. Not just talking about the breathing techniques and also physical posture, but also more on another type of like a physical posture, so to speak, and also how to do the meditations. I've shown you the mechanics of it, the breathing and the posture and so forth, but there's more to it. Please leave any likes for this video, greatly appreciated, and also all commentaries, positive or negative. I thank you very much for watching this video. I hope it's been helpful. And again, I wish you the best of luck in your training. Until then, take care of yourself and all you know.